We are counting down the 6 weirdest facts that set the 1970 C3 Corvette apart in muscle car history. From year-defining engineering changes and rare production blips to features that would influence the Corvette legacy for years, each entry reveals a surprising twist beneath the fiberglass. Which quirk tops them all? Let us kick off the countdown with the performance shift that signaled the end of an era at number 6. In 1970, every Corvette engine left the factory with a high compression ratio, 10.25 to 1 or even higher. That single year stands as the last chapter for high-octane muscle under the Corvette badge. Chevrolet engineers, already facing draft EPA regulations and the looming Clean Air Act, scrambled to squeeze every last ounce of power from leaded fuel before the switch to unleaded became unavoidable. Internal GM memos from late 1969 show the company preparing all V8 engines for 91 octane compatibility, knowing that 1971 would bring a sharp drop in compression, down to about 8.5 to 1. For drivers, this meant 1970 was the last chance to experience the raw, unfiltered punch of a true high compression, small block, or big block Corvette. After that, the muscle car era would never be the same. Only 17,316 Corvettes rolled out of St. Louis in 1970, making it one of the rarest years for the C3 generation. The reason was a United Auto Workers strike that brought production to a standstill for nearly 100 days. Assembly lines sat silent while picket lines stretched around the factory gates, cutting output by more than half compared to the previous year's 38,762 cars. Of those built, 10,668 were coupes, and just 6,648 were convertibles, a split that adds another layer of scarcity for collectors today. When the plant finally reopened, the shortened run meant fewer option packages and rare combinations. For anyone searching for a 1970 Corvette, every car carries the legacy of that lost production, each one a survivor of a disrupted year that left its mark on Corvette history. The LS5 454 roared onto the scene in 1970, bringing the first big block stroke increase Corvette fans had seen since 1965. Engineers stretched the stroke to a full 4 inches, pushing displacement from 427 to 454 cubic inches. That meant raw muscle, 390 horsepower at 4,800 revolutions per minute. But even more impressive, a thunderous 500 pound-feet of torque arriving at just 3,400 revolutions per minute. This was not just a numbers game. Drivers felt the difference every time they touched the throttle. The longer stroke delivered a wave of low-end pull, making the LS5 a powerhouse on the street and strip. Chevrolet's decision to go bigger was a direct answer to the era's horsepower wars, and the 454's arrival set the stage for a new breed of performance options that would become legends in their own right. The ZR1 package wasn't just rare, it was practically a secret handshake among hardcore racers. Chevrolet built only 25 of these track-focused Corvettes in 1970, making them one of the scarcest factory options in the brand's history. Under the hood, every ZR1 hid the LT1 small block V8, paired exclusively with the M22 Rock Crusher 4-speed. But owning a ZR1 meant living without the usual comforts. Buyers had to give up air conditioning, power steering, and even the radio. The package also included heavy-duty F41 suspension, upgraded brakes, and a beefed-up aluminum radiator, all for an extra $968, nearly a fifth of the car's base price. These cars weren't advertised in brochures or on showroom floors. Most went straight from the factory to the track, leaving only a handful for collectors to chase decades later. Molded fender flares made their first appearance on the 1970 Corvette, giving the C3 its signature wide-shouldered look. These were not just for style. Engineers designed the flares to shield the paint from rocks and debris kicked up by the new, wider F70 by 15 tires. Bill Mitchell, the man behind the Stingray's original lines, pushed for this functional tweak after seeing too many chipped fenders on early C3 cars. The result was subtle, but lasting. Every Corvette from 1970 through the end of the C3 run in 1982 carried these molded flares. For collectors and purists, the flares are a quick authenticity checkpoint. No 1970 or later C3 is correct without them. What started as a practical fix became a defining feature, blending form and function in a way that still catches the eye over 50 years later. The LT1 small block was the Corvette that did not need to shout. It was a sleeper. Under the hood, a 350 cubic inch V8 with solid lifters and an aggressive cam profile produced a factory-rated 370 horsepower at 6,000 revolutions per minute and 380 pound-feet of torque. With an 11-to-1 compression ratio, the LT1 loved to rev, pulling hard all the way to redline and delivering a raspy, mechanical soundtrack. Chevrolet offered it only with a 4-speed manual, no automatics, no air conditioning, and no power steering. Just pure, unfiltered performance. Period tests recorded the LT1 from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.7 seconds, with quarter-mile times under 14 seconds. Owners still talk about the way this car surprised big block drivers, thanks to its lighter weight and razor-sharp throttle response. For many, the LT1 was not just a numbers car, it was the ultimate driver's Corvette, a legend hiding in plain sight, and the last great small block before the muscle era faded. Across all 6 facts, one pattern stands out. The 1970 Corvette thrives on contradiction, rare, transitional, and rebellious. It proves icons are born when change and unpredictability collide. Which fact surprised you most?